Under 40 CEOs presents its Ghana Forum in Accra. Theme: Building, Running and Sustaining a Business in Ghana. Speakers include Ehi Binitie, co-founder, Rancard, Under 40 CEOs Ghana Forum in Accra.
And coins, no real substance to anything. It's worthwhile building your reputation and a culture of excellence. It will do far more for you than loans will. Okay? Be humble. There's nothing wrong with starting in the back of somebody's garage. Or like Bola said, in his car boot. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay? Nothing wrong with it. I worked for maybe, yes. I used to have, when I came out of university, I had a BMW 3 Series with Saab aircraft seats in it. Actually, I was feeling very touched in it. But after a while, I saw that, Charlie, these Saab seats I have in my BMW it's not so easy to keep. So let it go. I drove a Picanto for many years. I could buy cars 5 times its worth easily, but made no difference. Made no difference. And Google didn't stop doing business with me because I drove a Picanto. Okay? So, first of all, just come down to the ground. Deflate. Just deflate a little. Okay? And let's be cool in the system. Okay, this is all I'm talking about finding wisdom. So your goal now is to spend as little money as possible. As little money finding wisdom. And all you're trying to do now is drop all the unnecessary things. You don't need a big office. You don't need big banners. You don't need to do adverts all over the city. You know, the time will come when you can talk to Bolare and he'll be happy to have you around. Okay? But maybe it's not now. Maybe what you need to do now is build your competence as a leader and as business. Building a sustainable business is about execution. These are my 22-year-olds whom I'm extremely proud of. Execute like crazy, they don't know fear. So a few weeks, actually last week, we were in Cape Town and we launched the world's first cellular-enabled smart speaker. First in the world, was with the Google team, it's one of the big challenges in computing today is speech recognition, and one of the major barriers to computing adoption is how people relate with technology. So sort of 3 or 4 years of work has accumulated in artificial intelligence or computers you can talk to, which are sort of becoming popular, but being able to solve the speech recognition barriers and deliver that in this sort of environment is groundbreaking in a sense. And my wonderful 22-year-olds, who nobody bothered to tell them they couldn't do it. And just, yeah, Charlie, oh, this thing is, oh, it's not hard though. Oh, you Charlie, go shoot you. You know, and yet totally kicking ass. So your team largely depends on your success. There was a time when I could jump into, give me software, I'll jump into it and start breaking it out. Then I suddenly realized that, Charlie, I can't keep up again. I'm not seeing Farida's top and the other people. I'm now a glorified cheerleader. So my role has changed. It's moved from being the guy who builds products to the guy who builds teams that build products. And it's about empowering people and equipping them and sort of putting them in a room where they can give them the opportunity to execute and do what they do. Now, so the process of execution, I think, has sort of 3 broad themes to it. The first one is your organizational culture. The products you produce or what you deliver is a function entirely of the culture of the organization. There's a reason why every year between Brazil and Germany, there will be 1 or 2 or 3 candidates for World Footballer of the Year. And Liberia just happened to produce 1, George Weah. After that, never again. Okay? Because excellence is actually about culture and process. It's not about intelligence, or it's less about intelligence, less about natural abilities or giftings, but it's about culture and process. Now, if you have a culture of excellence, you will have excellent products. If you have a culture of shoddy, bad, I'm really sorry, I apologize, African looking. If I called you now and I asked you, where was Bolare's suit made? You will tell me it came from Milan. Why did it come from Milan? Because it's very nice and it's very straight. Oh, we don't believe you. Well, oh, fantastic. So you see, it's an example of excellence which has sort of overcome the environment. But the point goes without saying that we all struggle with this thing where, because we don't have a culture which produces excellence, what we actually produce is often shoddy, substandard. If you're driving anywhere in Europe and you want to know where the Africans are, just look out for where the lawn isn't cut, the grass is overgrown, there's rubbish by the wayside, the place looks run down. Anywhere in the world, I dare you, any city in the world, Cape Town, if you're coming from the Cape Town airport, on the right side, you see where our people live. On the left side, you see where the other people live. Why? If you come to Accra, Ghana, you drive along some parts of this city, you will see where these people live, you will see where the other people live, in this our own country. Go to New York, go to San Francisco, go any city in the world, I dare you, give it a shot. Why? Okay, there's a culture which consistently produces an output. If you can't overcome that, you can't produce sustainability. And what you want is something which sustains and endures you. The second one is, somebody whispered this to me, and I think it was some of the best advice I ever got. Okay, some of the best advice. Defend your business by investing in real estate. Okay, defend your business by investing in real estate. Look, the amount of money you have is as good as the last time you made it. And I had friends who were at, what's this bank called, in Lehman Brothers, who would fly private jets, to go and watch a game in London and then fly back. And they had so much cash, and they're so wealthy and so rich and so fantastically opulent, that when the crash came, they just couldn't understand what happened to their money and how the thing just went away. Okay, and I'm not talking about mortgages, which is also another topic which we can get into. Okay, but the best thing you can do for yourself. I was in Accra when Airport Hills land was selling for 9,000 cedis. I was in this Accra. Now, if you want to go and buy a piece of land in Airport Hills, they'll tell you $200,000. In this, it's not even 10 years. Okay, so nobody's saying go and buy a house in Airport if you don't have the money. Find somewhere. Okay, as long as you have a roof over your head. Okay, and you're not afraid that somebody's going to close the door to your business. No matter what happens, you can get on your feet and fight. You have a base to go. Foxes have holes, but you need somewhere. I'm not trying not to get into the sermon. Okay, so you need a defense. You need a base, and if you have a solid. And lots of the companies in America have realized this. So the models are changing. So you hear Apple is building a new headquarters. Amazon is building it. You think that they just have, what they want is a nice place for their employees. You are missing the point totally. They are converting their assets from cash to real estate because the earth is not growing any bigger. The land is not increasing. It's the only resource which is fixed. Okay, so you're a businessman, yes, you have great ideas. I will encourage you defend the business by giving it a proper building. It will do many things for you. Even if you wanted a loan, which I wouldn't recommend, but if you wanted one, at least the banks will have something to hold on to. If you wanted, to trade, they would know that this is a credible business because you have, I can't overemphasize that enough. And then I've talked about the thing like debt, and it's like radioactive material. So your chances of failure are increased with the amount of debt you carry. You see, because we all hope that the future will be good. And you are betting your whole life on a future you don't control. So Mark Cuban always says that only a moron starts a business with debt. Okay, the only thing which you're sure about is that nothing will work. So why have a liability which you're paying every month? Bad idea. So I think these are sort of the cornerstones of execution. Look, ideas come and go. Rancard as a business has survived 3 industries. We survived the enterprise industry, we survived the internet industry, and we survived the mobile industry. And at each point, we escaped at the right time, grew stronger, escaped at the right time, multiplied, grew stronger, and just figured out how to keep growing. And doing this largely by these 3 anchors. Avoiding debt. Don't carry it. It's just not worth your while. Okay, I know all my friends in the banks will be very unhappy with me, but very true. Okay? And then the third one, live for something beyond money. Now, last time I said this, a friend of mine called me and said, you see, when you have made enough money and your stomach is full, then you can come up with this type of nonsense and foolish ideas. What do you mean by live for something beyond money? Optimizing for cash is the surest way for your business to fail. Optimize for user happiness. What good is it for someone to gain the whole world yet forfeit their soul? Mark 8:36. I'm trying not to get into the sermon. We'll get into that. But it's important to have a vision which exists beyond money. Because finding money is like finding a snake. I can promise you that there's a snake on this compound. But if I ask you to find it, you will see how hard it is to look. They're everywhere. They're in your lawn, your house. They're growing with you in your system. But your ability to, I say, go outside and find me a snake is not so easy. Finding money is like that. You say, go outside and find money. Charlie, it will swerve, you will chase it, you will swerve, you will chase it. When you understand that your purpose lies beyond the money you're looking for, and you start trying to create value, money is a natural byproduct of solving people's problems. Natural. Okay, natural. So I tried to combine my passion for engineering and architecture, and we started, so ClearSpace started building smart homes. So we're building smart homes in 5 cities across the world, in San Francisco, in Accra, in London, in Lagos, and in Nairobi. And one of the most interesting things is having people drive by these homes, stop, say, wow, and call you and say, you know, I want to live in one of these. The fulfillment from building something which people truly appreciate, which the people who buy the homes we live in are passionate about them. They love what we do. They tell people about what we do. They enjoy the electronics and the gadgets, and they love the trickery of the buildings. But the goal when we were setting out wasn't to make the maximum amount of profit. It was to build something which delighted people. And the money has followed as a byproduct of that. So it's not worth trading your soul for money. And all of us, my final thoughts on this, all of us are going to have to pass the tests of life. All of us. Okay? Your success is celebrated when you pass life exams. The exams on wisdom, the exams on fairness, the exams on justice, the exams on understanding, and many others. And when you choose to short-circuit, change, take a shortcut, stab someone in the back, do something, you are failing your exam. The only reason why you live with a certain measure of disintegrity is because you do not understand the price or the value of integrity. And when you have it, precious, priceless, it's worth more than gold. you will see that money it's just a natural byproduct of a certain measure of integrity and excellence. Thank you all very much for your time. It's been a great honor being here.
Visit www.bellaniger.com for exclusive clips and updates on under 40 CEOs.